So recently on ODISHA Science Podcast, we interviewed someone who has produced and directed over 70 films. And if we'll start talking about him, it will be a long intro. And anyways, we don't think he need any introduction. He's everyone's favorite, having a cult followers of his movies. Everyone knows him as Padma Shri Neel Madhav Panda, who is soon going to do his OTT debut with India's first sci-fi series, the Jengaburu Curse.
4 दिन से दास का पता नहीं है।
मेरी कुछ दिन पहले ही बाबा से बात हुई है।
यहाँ क्योंजर से एक बॉडी मिली है। पुलिस सस्पेक्ट कर रही है कि ये प्रोफेसर दास का बॉडी हो सकता है।
Thank you. I'm very happy. How are you doing? Odisha Sign, Ragla Sign is signing. It's actually truly signing because Odisha is signing.
So the first thing that we wanted to know that how does it feel to make an OTT debut with the Jengaburu Curse, also India's first sci-fi series, means climate fiction series.
Well, if you see my films, like I made this water trilogy. Water trilogy is basically you have first film is Kaun Kitne Pani Mein, which is on scarcity of water. Then I made Karbi Hawa, which is on extreme weather condition. Then I made Kalida Atita, which is future of what the world can become with the impact of climate change. And Jengaburu Curse is basically how I felt everything we do wrong with our greed as human, that becomes a curse. So today, whatever the impact you have, whether flood, drought, every extreme weather condition is out of a curse. So that curse is no more a mythological word or a religious word, but it's human bad doing become curse and you suffer. So Jengaburu Curse can be a curse on anything. There are a lot of scientists are saying, climate scientists are saying that by 2050, cities like Mumbai, Bangkok, these all will be submerged by water. This is extreme. Recently, if you see Jakarta, in Indonesia, the capital is moving out of Jakarta because it's now getting submerged under the sea. So I thought this should create a thrill. This should create a sort of it's not every time about messaging, but you tell a great story, impactful story, audience will get engrossed to that, and out of which they can take something good out of your show. So it's not just entertainment, just thrilling, but something they would hear much more, which is relevant to their life.
So how did you come up with the concept of exploring the connection between the Bondia tribe and the mining state of Odisha in the series?
Well, like you say, we have been saying India's best kept secret is Odisha. So I'm opening the secret. The secret has a magic box. This is a great place on earth. Odisha has a potential to become a cinema shooting location. Odisha has everything, sea, forest, mining, everything. So within that space, I thought, you one of the person, who saw the teaser and say that, oh, did you guys went to Africa and shot this? I said, no, it's in my state. And they're like, wow, Odisha has this. So Odisha has all this element. And then, of course, he created because you can't take a community or the indigenous tribal group's name. So we created a fictional tribe so that it doesn't hurt anymore. So I created a tribe called Bondria, which is similar to the culture of our tribals. And deep-rooted, 62 tribes lives in Odisha. It's the home of tribals. They have this beautiful, ancient legends, stories. So I thought it's a great time to bring their stories to mainstream world. And today, if you see the images, when you see the series also, it is about their legend, Mining is a part of fiction, it's nothing to do with Odisha mining, but we created a fictional show, and that works because you're telling something truthful about your tribals, about your culture, about your identity, and at the same time, it's entertaining. So I thought it's time to take Odisha to another level by telling the story, by showing the culture, by showing the visuals of my state.
Okay, that's cool. But we wanted to know sometimes it gets difficult to portray the exact and accurate things on screen. So how did you approach the balance between entertainment and raising awareness about environmental issues in this sci-fi series?
Well, I would say this is absolutely entertaining. And why we say it's sci-fi, because climate change fiction, environmental fiction is a very rare genre. And when we started doing the script and when we started shooting, and after post we realized, oh God, it's actually a very sort of a new genre. It's not just a thriller, not just an entertainment, but it's talking every step about the climate, the day-to-day life we live. So I thought, first, it's a very entertaining, tight, throat-choking thriller. Within that, you have all this story. I thought it's a very interesting genre to tell people. So that's what I try to explore in the series, the Jengaburu Curse.
Okay, so our next question is, what kind of takeaway or message the viewers will take after watching the Jengaburu Curse?
Well, it's a very simple theory, like Mahatma Gandhi said. God has given enough, for your need, not for your greed, And the need based, we have everything. Earth has given everything, fruits, water, environment, air, everything, but not for the greed. I think it is our greed. It is the extra amount of luxury life we want to live has created all these problems. So I would say that go watch on SonyLIV, watch the show. I think you will get to know what is more interesting. There is a lot of surprise you're going to see in the show.
Okay, now coming to StarCast, you're working with Hollywood star MELANIE, NASSAU, Mark and Deshpande is there, Tushar, Richard Glenn. How did you work with the cast and crew to bring the characters and storyline to life?
Well, I have stars from the villages in Keonjhar. There are a lot of tribal people who worked in the show because I wanted to be much more real and I wanted to bring our own people, my Odia fellows also to come and work in the show. So it's quite a balance, but casting is something which I'm not a very star following filmmaker because the story, your story itself is the biggest star. So rest, everybody who fits the right casting comes and perform that. But I'm blessed to have Sir Nakshay Sir, Makan Deshpande, MELANIE, such great actors to be part of the show. And I think everyone came to this show because they really liked the script, the plot, and they found it amazing that, it's a whole new world people are going to see, which no one has seen.
You did something that sounds so difficult. How did you approach the blending elements of financial analysis with the environmental themes in the Jengaburu Curse?
Human is always about between money and your greed. So money is the greed. So which is why we created a whole, sort of a financial backdrop. In what form this money comes, at the cost of what. So sometimes we make money, we become rich, powerful, not realizing how we become that. So it's also a massive impact on how these great currencies are built on. Is it by blood or just hard work? So there are a lot of bleeding money, which we make ourselves invisible. We don't realize that this is blood money. That's what the story is. It's blood.
So every story gets its inspiration from somewhere. So we wanted to know whether any specific real-life incidents or events that influence the storyline of the Jengaburu Curse.
Well, no stories comes from fiction. There is a reality in every element we try to tell in our cinema. Okay, it comes from somewhere, from your memoirs. You have seen something. Similarly, it is based on a legend. So any legend, mythology, story are from certain realities. It's right here.
Okay, this project was very difficult as we have heard, and it's trending on Twitter, right? India's first climate fiction series. So we wanted to know what are your expectations for its impact and reception among the audience.
When you tell a story, you got to take the risk. It's always a daring factor. Especially someone like me. चलो सिनेमा बनाया नहीं काम हुआ तो कम से कम गांव है वापस जाएंगे गांव में लेके करेंगे सिंपल सी बात है So I never imagine that okay ये 100 crore का बिजनेस करेगा तब जाके रहेंगे. No, I simply tell stories which I put in, and thankfully now audience wanted to see new stories, new world. So that's what is the biggest benefit as a storyteller, that you tell a story and there is an audience. They love to watch that. So I think it's not risk, it's just you have fun doing the story and people take it interestingly also. The way I love it making, audiences also loving it watching. Well, you got to watch and see, because I'm welcoming audience to see something very interesting, which is unique, which is the first time in India. And as you know my background, I make films on a lot of environmental and climate change issues. There is a strong thrilling factor which will make your heart cry and make you strong also, which is pretty impactful. When you watch also, you'll find the value because it is an impactful series. So I think that's a surprise which is lies with the episodes when you start watching the Jengaburu Curse.
Right now, you are into the world of the universe of OTT. So I know it's too early, but is it okay to say that we can see a Jengaburu Curse 2?
Who knows? I think the kind of buzz, and a lot of people are asking, are you planning a season 2, season 3? I say that audience will tell, Nevertheless, it's already, the buzz is so good that obviously we can be optimistic about season 2, season 3. Thank you for having me there, Tom.